The Taj Mahal, a mausoleum complex in Agra, India, is a quintessential example of Mughal architecture and one of the world's most famous landmarks. Built as a tomb for Mumtaz Mahal, the wife of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, its construction began around 1632 and spanned over 2 decades. The complex includes a main gateway, garden, mosque, jawab, and the mausoleum itself, featuring iconic white marble that changes hues with the sunlight or moonlight. Architecturally, the Taj Mahal is renowned for its symmetrical beauty, with the mausoleum's large dome surrounded by 4 smaller domes, intricate carvings, and the use of semi-precious stones for decoration. The central structure houses the cenotaphs of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan, with true sarcophagi located at the garden level. The entire complex is a testament to the lavish artistic and architectural heritage of the Mughal era, with its detailed calligraphy, pietra-dura inlays, and thoughtful integration into the surrounding landscape. Despite its historical and cultural significance, the Taj Mahal has faced threats from environmental pollution, leading to restoration efforts to preserve its facade and structure. Political dynamics have also influenced perceptions of the monument, with some groups attempting to downplay its Muslim origins. However, it remains a symbol of India's rich cultural tapestry and continues to attract millions of visitors from around the world. The dawn of Dravidian architecture finds its genesis in the rich soils of Tamil Nadu, dating back to the 6th century, under the auspices of the Pallava dynasty. This period marked the inception of an architectural revolution that would, in due course, become emblematic of South India's cultural identity. The Pallavas, who ruled from 275 CE to 897 CE, were instrumental in laying the foundation for what would evolve into the Dravidian architectural style, a style that was initially centered around the construction of temples, which were not merely places of worship, but also epicenters of socio-economic and cultural life. The term Dravidian is derived from the Sanskrit word Dravida, which historically denoted the geographical expanse of South India. Over time, this term has transcended its geographical connotations to become synonymous with the region's distinctive architectural style. The Dravidian architectural style is characterized by its grandiose temple complexes, towering gopurams, gateway towers, intricately carved pillars, and expansive courtyards. These architectural elements are not only a testament to the aesthetic sensibilities of the era, but also to the advanced engineering and architectural techniques of the time. The Pallavas were pioneers in the use of stone for their construction, moving away from the earlier reliance on wood and other perishable materials. This transition marked a significant evolution in architectural practices, allowing for the creation of structures that would stand the test of time. The earliest examples of Pallava architecture were rock-cut temples, which were monolithic structures carved out of solid rock faces. The Shore Temple at Mahabalipuram, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, epitomizes the early phase of Pallava architecture with its exquisite bas-reliefs, sculpted panels, and mandapas, pavilions. As the Pallava dynasty's influence waned, the baton of Dravidian architecture was passed to the Chola Dynasty, who further enriched the architectural heritage of South India. However, the foundational elements laid during the Pallava era continued to influence Dravidian architecture, serving as a blueprint for future generations. The Pallavas' contribution to the Dravidian architectural style was not merely in terms of grand structures, but also in the codification of architectural principles and practices that would guide the construction of temples and other edifices in the centuries to come. In essence, the dawn of Dravidian architecture under the Pallava dynasty was a watershed moment in the architectural history of South India. It heralded an era of unprecedented architectural and artistic achievements that would forever shape the cultural and religious landscape of the region. The legacy of the Pallavas, encapsulated in the magnificent temples and monuments they left behind, continues to captivate scholars, tourists, and devotees alike, bearing testimony to a glorious epoch in the annals of Indian architecture. The architectural grandeur of the Dravidian style is encapsulated in its iconic features, the vimana, gopurams, and mandapas, each element a testament to the ingenuity and spiritual profundity that ancient architects infused into these edifices. This segment delves into the intricacies of these features, underscoring their significance in Dravidian architecture and their reflection of the deep-rooted cultural and spiritual ethos of South India. The Vimana, a term that originally denoted the divine chariot of the gods in the context of Dravidian architecture, refers to the towering structure atop the sanctum sanctorum, garbhagriha, of the temple. Serving as the symbolic and literal pinnacle of the temple, the Vimana is not merely an architectural element, but a representation of the mythological Mount Meru, the axis mundi in Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist cosmology. The architectural sophistication of the Vimana, with its progressively smaller stories of intricate sculptures and carvings, is designed to draw the eye upwards, guiding the devotee's thoughts to the divine. Gopurams, the monumental gateways to the temple complex, are perhaps the most visually striking feature of Dravidian architecture. These towering edifices, adorned with a plethora of sculptures and carvings depicting various deities, myths, and legends, serve not just as gateways, but as a visual narrative of the divine stories that form the core of Hindu spirituality. The Gopurams, with their height and grandeur, not only demarcate the sacred precincts of the temple, but also symbolize the threshold between the material and the spiritual world. Mandapas, or pavilions, form an integral part of the temple complex, serving various ceremonial and social functions. From the intricately carved pillars that tell stories of gods and goddesses to the expansive space that accommodates devotees, the mandapas are a space of communal gathering and spiritual discourse. The Kalyana Mandapa, dedicated to celestial weddings of the deities, and the Sabha Mandapa, meant for gatherings and dance performances, are notable examples, showcasing the fusion of art, culture, and spirituality. The Brihadiswarar Temple at Thanjavur, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, stands as a monumental example of the Dravidian architectural style. The temple's Vimana, standing at over 60 meters, is one of the tallest in the world and is a marvel of engineering and artistry. The temple, built by Rajaraja Chola I in the 11th century, is also renowned for its massive Nandi sculpture and the intricate frescoes that adorn its walls. Another architectural masterpiece, the Meenakshi Amman Temple in Madurai, illustrates the unparalleled splendor of Dravidian architecture with its 12 gopurams, each a visual feast of colors and sculptures. The temple complex, with its mythological depictions and structural elegance, narrates the tale of goddess Parvati, Meenakshi, and Lord Shiva, drawing millions of devotees and tourists to immerse themselves in its spiritual and architectural beauty. Together, the Vimana, Gopurams, and Mandapas not only define the architectural identity of Dravidian temples, but also embody the rich tapestry of myths, beliefs, and traditions that have shaped the spiritual landscape of South India. Through masterpieces like the Brihadiswarar Temple and the Meenakshi Amman Temple, the Dravidian architectural style continues to fascinate and inspire, bridging the realms of the divine and the earthly, the mythical and the real. The golden age of Dravidian architecture is indelibly linked to the Chola Dynasty, under whose patronage this architectural style reached its zenith. The Cholas, ruling from the late 9th century to the 13th century, were not only formidable warriors, but also great patrons of art and architecture. Their reign marked an era of unprecedented architectural achievements, with the construction of majestic temples that showcased the pinnacle of Dravidian artistry. As Dravidian architecture flourished under the Cholas, it began to spread beyond the boundaries of Tamil Nadu, reaching the neighboring regions of Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh, each region contributing its unique elements and thus enriching the architectural tapestry of South India. In Kerala, the style adapted to the local landscape and materials, leading to the evolution of structures that were in harmony with the natural surroundings. Kerala's temples, characterized by sloping tiled roofs to withstand the region's heavy rainfall and the extensive use of wood, bear the distinct mark of Dravidian influence, yet are uniquely Keralite in their architectural expression. Karnataka saw the emergence of a distinctive architectural style under the patronage of the Chalukya and Hoysala dynasties, who ruled before and after the Cholas, respectively. The temples in this region are renowned for their intricately carved soapstone sculptures and the detailed friezes that run along the walls, narrating stories from Hindu mythology. The influence of Dravidian architecture is evident in the layout and ornamentation of these temples, which blend local innovations with the traditional Dravidian architectural vocabulary. In Andhra Pradesh, the Dravidian style was enriched by the addition of towering gopurams and spacious mandapas, similar to those found in Tamil Nadu. The region's temples often feature elaborate sculptures and a profusion of pillar carvings, bearing testimony to the shared architectural heritage of the Dravidian style. The Vijayanagara Empire, which succeeded the Cholas and established itself as a significant force in South India from the 14th to the 17th century, played a pivotal role in the continued evolution of Dravidian architecture. The empire's capital, Hampi, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and serves as a testament to the architectural innovations introduced during this period. The Vijayanagara rulers embraced the Dravidian architectural style, enriching it with their contributions, such as the introduction of decorative pillars that were not only structural elements, but also works of art, and the use of monolithic sculptures that added a dramatic flair to the temple complexes. The influence of the Vijayanagara Empire in promoting Dravidian architecture further solidified the style's prominence in the architectural landscape of South India. The empire's legacy is visible in the ornate temples scattered across Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, which continue to draw admirers from around the world. In conclusion, the golden age and spread of Dravidian architecture, marked by the contributions of the Chola Dynasty and the Vijayanagara Empire, represent a period of unparalleled architectural innovation and artistic expression. As the style evolved and spread across South India, it absorbed local influences, resulting in a rich architectural tradition that continues to captivate and inspire. Through the magnificent temples and the intricate artistry they embody, the legacy of Dravidian architecture endures, a timeless tribute to the ingenuity and spiritual fervor of its creators. The temples built in the Dravidian architectural tradition are not merely architectural marvels. They are the epicenters of cultural and religious life in South India. These structures have played a pivotal role in the preservation and propagation of cultural and religious traditions, serving as venues for religious practices, community gatherings, and festivals that knit the fabric of society together. The temples, with their intricate carvings, sculptures, and inscriptions, are repositories of the region's history, mythology, and scholarly works, making them invaluable to understanding the cultural heritage of South India. Temples in the Dravidian architectural tradition are more than places of worship. They are integral to the social life of the community. They host a myriad of activities, including music, dance, and theatrical performances that are part of the religious and cultural festivities. These temples have been the cradles of arts, acting as platforms for the preservation and dissemination of classical forms of dance, such as Bharatanatyam and music. The annual temple festivals draw communities together, fostering a sense of unity and continuity of tradition among the populace. However, the preservation of these architectural and cultural treasures faces numerous challenges in the contemporary era. Rapid urbanization and industrialization pose significant threats to the physical integrity of these structures. Pollution, a byproduct of modernization, has led to the deterioration of the intricate carvings and sculptures that adorn these temples. Acid rain, a consequence of air pollution, erodes the stone and diminishes the exquisite detail that characterizes Dravidian architecture. The increasing population density in urban areas and the consequent pressure on land use have also led to encroachments on the temple precincts, threatening the integrity of these sacred spaces. Environmental challenges, particularly natural disasters exacerbated by climate change, present another layer of threat to these ancient edifices. Earthquakes, floods, and cyclones have the potential to cause irreparable damage to these structures, thereby necessitating the implementation of robust conservation measures that can withstand the vagaries of nature. Preservation efforts are further complicated by the need to strike a balance between protecting these historical sites and accommodating the needs of the devotees and tourists who flock to these temples. Ensuring that conservation efforts do not impede the religious practices and cultural festivities that breathe life into these temples is a delicate task. Moreover, the The financial and technical resources required for the restoration and conservation of these structures are substantial. There is a need for a concerted effort involving governments, conservationists, local communities, and international organizations to safeguard these architectural marvels for future generations. In conclusion, the temples built in the Dravidian architectural tradition are emblematic of the rich cultural and religious heritage of South India. Preserving these structures amidst the challenges posed by modernization and environmental threats is imperative to ensuring that the legacy of Dravidian architecture and the cultural and religious traditions it embodies are passed on to future generations. Through collaborative efforts and sustainable conservation practices, it is possible to protect these symbols of South India's glorious past while embracing the inevitabilities of progress and change.